There's a lot of important factors when you're creating and placing a water hole for wildlife, but we're gonna go over some of the things that you do not wanna do with your water holes this week on Land Beat. All right guys, standing at an existing pond location, and there's a couple things about this pond in particular that I really like in its design and usability, functionality from a wildlife standpoint. Number one is it's a pretty good size. They certainly don't have to be this big, but this just bought this place and it just is existing. It just happens to be really, really good in its location and essentially the grade in which this was developed in. Obviously, it's doing a very good job of holding water, but when we're talking about getting deer to come to a existing water source, a freestanding water source, and drinking from it, you don't want the banks or the dam of that pond to be really steep. That creates a very vulnerable position for a deer to be in. If their rump is really upright, their head and their chest and their front legs, which is their propulsion system essentially for getting up and out of danger with their head lowered, if that's inverted a lot and you have a steep bank and a steep grade, they can't see the existing surrounding areas. Therefore, from a predatory standpoint, it's an ambush location, right? Don't create an ambush location where you're trying to get deer attracted to. So one thing you're gonna see and notice about this pond, the water level is holding at a consistent level. That's great, but we have a very easy, small gradient that deer can get water and access to. Anywhere around this whole pond, they can walk pretty much level ground essentially and start to drink where they're not completely inverted, their rump up in the air, head and shoulders super low to where then they can't see around them and be in that vulnerable position. So when you're designing and when you're building, yes, we want freestanding water, but go the extra mile and consider that gradient in which you're creating, especially the immediate like water level where a deer is going to stand at. That's the most important. If you have to have a tall bank, that's fine, but make sure at least there's portions of the shoreline, if you will, where water meets it that deer can get to, where they're not in that where deer aren't in that ambush position. And you're going to see that there's going to be a lot more usage out of that pond, and you're going to see the true value of creating it, placing it. Soon enough, there'll be a stand off to the side of this where it's going to be within bow range, as well as a clover plot. So all this coming together, I highly anticipate deer utilizing this more in the future with the addition of the clover plot. But right now, very accessible, great design, great functionality from a water hole on a recreational property.